And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed. To you it shall be for food. Genesis 1:29. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Psalm 78:25. Everyday Manna with Lisa.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Everyday Manna. Today is going to be a little bit different kind of program. We are going to talk a little bit about a subject that I get asked about a whole lot, and that is how do you balance work, schedule, and cooking, for your dinner every night, and then, menu planning, what to put together, and how do you go about doing this? And so today, I'm going to talk to you about what I actually do in my home, because as you know, I'm a busy working mom of two teenage boys who have schedules that are beyond busy. And in addition to that, we are very, very busy. Mike and I are very busy. So it is hard to strike that balance. So today I want to talk to you about how you can achieve a balanced meal life, if you will, by doing some simple planning. Now, typically what I do is Sunday afternoon. That's the time I usually do it. But you could pick the day, whatever works best for you. Maybe it's Saturday morning, whatever time that you can sit down and have 30 minutes. Once the first time you do this, it might take you a little bit more, but the second time and then on, 15 to 30 minutes. What you will need is a calendar that you write down all your appointments and so forth. Now, I am old-fashioned. I'm a paper and pencil kind of gal, and I literally just use a calendar. This is the actual one from my home, and what I do is I write down every appointment that we have on this calendar, and then I take this, and I found this particular one several years ago at a store called the Container Store. But you don't need this particular one. The reason I love this one is it has my days of the week, but it also has slots down here where we can put our names and our appointments. And then up here, I usually do my menu planning. If you don't have something like this, I also have these that are just, days of the week. And I might use this more in the summer when we're not quite as scheduled with school activities. If you don't have any of this, just get a little piece of paper, just like this. Take something and draw a line down the middle, and then write your days, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on, just like that. Now, what you'll do is put your menu here and keep up with your calendar. And then I have a sheet that all I have to look at is once to do my meal planning, and then I've got our schedule written out. Now, I'm going to use the one that I do at home just for convenience sake today. I always use a pencil because it's subject to change. I write our appointments down in another color so that they stand out. So I will put like my name here, Mike's here, Austin here, and Aaron here. Now, Austin has a standing appointment every Monday at 5 o'clock, so I put his there. Aaron right now is playing basketball, so he has practice or games 4 nights a week. So I would put, practice here, game here, either home or away. I'm just kind of making this up. Away game. And then a home game, I'll just say, because right now we're in full swing. They don't have anything on Wednesday nights. So I will write down my boys' schedule, and then my schedule. Let's say I've got a doctor appointment or appointment at this day at 1. I've got a haircut here at 9. I'm just making things up. Mike may have a luncheon at that day, and whatever. You get the point. I just write down whatever we have to do first. Reason being, I can look at this and I know, okay, I'm taping this day or I'm taping this day. I'll just put it here for me. And I know that when I get home, I'm going to be tired and I do not feel like fixing a full meal because I'm tired. You know what that feels like. So I will purposefully plan a crock pot meal on that day. So let's get started on the way that I plan meals. The first thing you will need to do is look at your pantry, look in your freezer, look in your refrigerator, and look in your cabinets and see what you got. Literally, open up your cabinets and write down, which these are a mess and they need to be organized. That's a whole nother program. Write down everything that you have. You know, like I've got a can of green beans here, and I've got a can of tomato sauce here, and so forth and so on, so that you are using the products that you actually have and they're not going to waste, and you're not buying duplicates. Keep a running list, if you can, of, you know, basic. Now, you don't have to write salt and whatever, but just keep a basic list of what you've got. And then at the same time, when you're making your menu plan, keep a running grocery list. I can't emphasize to you how important it is to go to the grocery store with a list. If you don't, you will forget things. You will be trying to cook a meal at home and you won't have the ingredients that you need. Keep a running grocery list of the things that you will need to buy at the store. Wherever you're located, you got to understand this program goes out all over. So I don't know your local grocery store. So whatever your local grocery store is, either go online and look at their ads or take the paper. I'm an old-fashioned, again, I like physical things in my hand. I like to get the grocery store circulars and I look through. We've got, 4 or 5 different stores around here that I can shop at. And I see which store has the best sale. And here's a little hint for you. The front page and the back page of the grocery store flyers are the best deals. Inside can be some good sales, but pretty much the front and the back are the better deals. I start meal planning with the protein. We are not a vegetarian household, although I do make vegetarian meals usually once or twice a week. But my boys like meat, and we all like meat. So I will look at the flyer, and I will see what they've got on sale. And then I will look at my schedule, and I will say, okay, I need to have 2 nights this week crock pot meals. I need to have, a fast, easy something to cook on Monday night because Austin has an appointment at 5 o'clock. Aaron's got practice at 5:15 or 7:30. It's always one of those two. So I will think about those kinds of things and keep them in the back of my mind. Now, I know this sounds complicated, but it truly is not. Then I will take, my cookbooks, and I will go, okay, I'm going to go, and this particular one is the Everyday Manna Complete Collection book. And I will go, okay, I've got some chicken tenders, and I need to fix those on Monday. And I will go to the section, and in my cookbooks, they're all organized, based on the protein. Like all the chicken recipes are together, all of the beef recipes together, all the pork, all the fish, etc., all the meatless. And I will go and I will, say, okay, well, today I think I'm going to make this chicken pasta casserole. It's easy. It's one dish, if you will, and I will say, okay, I know I have the chicken at home, so I don't need to buy that. Oops, I'm out of onions, so I will put down an onion. I have a green pepper in the refrigerator. I have a can of black olives in my pantry. I need a jar of spaghetti sauce, so I will write that on my grocery list, and so forth and so on. You get the point of that. Something else, little hint for you here. When you're making out your grocery list, divide it into categories. Put all your produce together, all your dairy together. Weekly item for me is 2 gallons of white milk and 1 gallon chocolate milk. So I will start, a dairy section, produce, staples that are shelf stable, meats all together, frozen all together. It makes life much easier when you're in the grocery store. And so on that Monday, I will put chicken, pasta, casserole. And there you go. And then I think, okay, I've got chicken that night. So Tuesday, I'm taping. That particular week, I'm going to tape on Tuesday. So I know I need to have something ready when I get home, maybe just fix a salad or something like that. So I would want to go and do a crock pot meal. Well, an easy crock pot meal is a beef pot roast, and they just so happen to be on sale this week. So I will put a beef roast, and I always write crock pot. So I know the night before. So I will need to buy a roast, so I will put that on my list. And I've got carrots, and I've got celery, and I've got potatoes, and I'm getting some onions at the store. And then, there you go. I've got my menu planned for there. Wednesday, it's a light evening, so I can afford to spend a little more time. I'm giving you pretend scenarios. And so I will go to something that, I will see, okay, well, we've had chicken, we've had beef. I don't want to serve the same thing 2 or 3 nights in a row. So I will go back here and I will do maybe a breakfast for dinner or some kind of pork chop meal. Okay, we're going to do hot pepper pork chops. I need to buy some pork chops. I'm going to put that on my list. And I will put this. And I will think, okay, what goes with pork chops? Therein lies the question that I think is the problem for most people. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we are going to answer that question. How do you plan the side dishes to go along with your meal? I'll be right back. All right, we are meal planning today, and so far we've gotten up to Wednesday, and we're going to have hot pepper pork chops. And so I've got my grocery list started of things that I'm going to need, and I find most people, one of the most difficult things for them is to think about what goes with what. You've got your main dish ready to go in your mind. Well, think about that. This is hot pepper pork chops is what I'm talking about today. Because Monday we did a casserole that's everything included. All you might serve a salad with that. Okay? Tuesday we've done a crock pot meal because that's a busy day for us. And so we need to have that ready to go when we get home. Wednesday we've got a light schedule that evening, so we're going to do something, the hot pepper pork chops. It still is only going to take, maybe 20, 30 minutes at the most. But what do we serve on the side? Well, again, go back to your grocery store flyer, look at the produce that's on sale, or look at what you've got in your freezer or in your, the crisper drawer of your refrigerator. Well, I know, let's say that I've got some frozen peas in my freezer. Well, here's a recipe, and I'm using, again, my Everyday Manna cookbook. This is the Complete Collection cookbook, but you could use any cookbook that you have. Here's a recipe for creamed peas that we love, and I've got the peas, so I don't need to buy peas. I'm going to be buying milk. Staples for me in my home, it should be in your home, is cornstarch, salt, and pepper. Therefore, I don't need to do anything. So I'm going to have creamed peas, and if you want to, you can put the page number or mark your cookbook with a little sticky note so that you'll know if it's recipes you don't know how to cook, without a recipe, then I will mark that. Okay, that's on page 52. Now I've got something green. Let's have something, maybe a little bit more mild. Let's see, we've got potatoes. Everybody likes potatoes. So let's do, these are delicious, these little potato and onion packets. I'm buying onions at the grocery store. They're on my list. I've got some potatoes. Now remember, you're going to be using some on Tuesday, so make sure you have enough. I'm going to have onions, Oops, I'm out of the dry onion soup mix, so I'm going to put that over here on my side that has the shelf-stable items. I categorize my grocery list. I know this seems like a lot, but I promise you it saves you time. And then so forth and so on. Thursday, we want to have breakfast for dinner. So I will have scrambled eggs, because we got a ball game that night. We got to travel to it. And I will have, bacon. So I need to have that on my list. I'll put the bacon with the meat and the eggs with the dairy, because I'm out, because we eat a lot of eggs. And I will have biscuits. We love breakfast for dinner, and I will put that down. If you want to make your own, to be quick about it, I love the frozen buttermilk biscuits. You can get those. They cook in 25 minutes and you're done. So Thursday, we're going to have breakfast for dinner. And while I'm menu planning, again, keep your list by you. And then on Friday, I've got a haircut. We got a game, but it's at home. So it's not going to be too awful busy of a night. Something we love to have on Friday nights, for whatever reason, is pizza. That's kind of a thing, Friday night pizza. Well, here's a recipe for a homemade cheeseburger pizza that's out of this world. I'm going to have bacon Thursday night, so I'm going to go ahead and cook a little bit of extra bacon to put on my pizza Friday. Think that way. Think about what you're cooking, and will you need any more of that in a day or two after you've cooked it? I know I'm going to have bacon, so I'm going to cook extra, so I'm going to put that on my list on Thursday. I'm going to cook extra, so I don't have to cook it Friday. And I'm going to see what I need to buy at the grocery store. I need to get a ready-to-go pizza crust. So I'm going to put that on my list. I'm going to buy onions. I've got a green pepper. I'll need some pizza sauce. I need a little bit of ground beef. If you don't have it in your freezer, which I do typically have freezer bags with very small amounts of ground beef in it for recipes just like this. So I don't need to buy that, but I'm going to take it out of the freezer like Wednesday, and so it'll be thawed out. Salt, pepper, bacon I'm going to cook ahead, and I need 2 Roma tomatoes. And mozzarella cheese I have, and cheddar cheese I have. There you go. So there's our meal for Saturday. Or Friday, excuse me. Saturday, I never know what we're going to be doing on the weekends. So I typically don't plan anything for Saturday until I see what it is that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to leave Saturday and Sunday empty. If you wanted to go on and do your planning, go right ahead. Plan out if you know what you're going to be doing, plan out your meals just like this. I'm telling you, if you will start getting in the habit of doing this, it's ready to go. This particular planner has a day up here for the, you can put whatever week it is. I use pencils so that if I need to erase something, I can. Keep a running grocery list. And here's another little hint for you. When you come home from the grocery store, get things prepped as much as you can. If you've got the time, and when you unload your groceries, go ahead and chop your onion and put it in little Ziploc baggies and have a meal kit ready to go for you. It is so time-saving during the week when you're busy. So here are just some little hints and tips for you. You can use any cookbooks that you have. I used the ones that I have made, here on the TV show. I've got a new one that's coming out that will make this whole process a whole lot easier for you. This is the brand new one that's coming. It's called From Our Table to Yours. I was looking at this other one that's Around the Family Table. This is a brand new style book this one is mine. I wrote my name. When you open it, you've got a spot to put your name. And in here are 45 complete meals for you. So, I put all the chicken together, all the beef together, and so forth and so on. So menu 14, I have your protein, which is limed chicken, and all the side dishes that you are going to need, and a dessert. Most meals have, well, they all have at least 3. Some of them might have 4 if they're, pretty simple or easy, or maybe special occasion meals. So this book has it all planned out for you. Let's go over here. If you've got some, maybe it's, New Year's Day, and you want to do because you got to have black-eyed peas and cabbage on New Year's Day. That's a Southern thing. So here on menu 17 is black-eyed peas, Hoppin' John, which is black-eyed peas and cabbage. We've got cabbage with caraway, cornbread, and an apple bake. And then we go on over here, and they're all contained on the page. Here's the menu. Here are the recipes. Now, if you need more space, then you can just turn over, and then here's a sheet for any notes that you might want to put. But, here's a pasta menu. There are so many menus in here. There are 45, including some crock pot meals, because I find that it's just hard sometimes. This is a crock pot meal. This is a crock pot meal, starting on recipe 40. On 40 through 45 are crock pot meals. So this is a menu-based cookbook that you could use to help you with your meal planning, or you could just get out whatever cookbooks you have. If you're using my books, they are all categorized. The potato recipes will be together, the carrots, and so forth and so on. All of mine have that. I don't know about the other books that you might have, but all of mine have it. So that makes meal planning much, much, much easier. I do this every week. I get my calendar out. Typically for me, it's Sunday afternoon. If I know I'm not going to have time on Sunday, I will do it on Saturday. And I usually go grocery shopping on Sunday afternoon and get it all ready for the week, because I know during the week I don't have time. I just don't have the time to go to the grocery store on Monday or Tuesday evening. I just don't. So I do mine on Sunday afternoon most all of the time if I'm home. And so this is just a quick, easy way. Again, I use a different color, usually red, because it's easy for me to spot if it's a particularly important appointment. I will circle it, highlight it so that I can't forget it. And then you will look at this. Come Monday morning, I will pull this out. Well, I keep it in my kitchen, but I'll pull it out and I go, oh boy, okay. And I go over the schedule with the boys. Aaron, you got practice, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. You got games on Friday night. Saturday, we're going to go here. We've got this here. Sunday, Daddy's speaking at this church, and we've got to get this planned, whatever it would be. And I really, really, really promise you, if you will do this, you will save a lot of time and keep a running grocery list. Another hint for you, read the recipe through before. If it is something that you have never cooked before, especially, read the recipe. Just go to it, look at it, and read the ingredients. Make sure that you put down whatever you might need to buy at the store, but read the directions. Read the steps of how to cook it if you've never cooked it before. I can't tell you how many times you will mess up if you don't read the directions first. And I know that applies to everything. It also applies to cooking. It is very, very, very important that you read the directions, because you need to go into this knowing what you're getting ready to do. For all of you new cooks out there, especially, go ahead and read it and make sure that you're comfortable with how to do it, and then put it on your list, get the ingredients, and cook, because you will save money by cooking at home. This right here will save you money. Your food budget will be cut because you're not going out to eat. It's not Monday night at 5 o'clock and you're thinking, oh, I'm starving. I don't know what I'm going to fix for dinner. The kids are calling saying, Mom, what are we eating? When's dinner? What are we having? Well, what you can say is, go to the kitchen and look on the list, and that's what we're having for dinner. And when you're leaving work and you're trying to go home, you don't have to worry about those things because you know already, and it really, really will simplify your life. Now, I do want to point out one more little thing for you. I am, as you know, a recipe collector. I love cookbooks, I love to cook, and I collect recipes. And years ago, probably 20 years, maybe 18 or 20 years ago, I found this book, and it is literally falling apart. This is my personal book that I have at home, and they sell these all over. You can get blank cookbooks with just the sheets that you will write on. It looks like this. I keep the blank ones in the back. This is my family's favorite recipes, and I will handwrite because that's important. It is. I have my grandmother's. On my daddy's side, I've got her handwritten recipes. They're priceless to me. I have my mother's handwritten recipes. They're priceless to me. And I want my children to have my handwritten recipes. Only extra special things go in this book. It's the things that we love. And see, I write the recipe, but I also put, we love it. And then if Mike or one of my boys, and in this case it was Mike, made a comment, best ever broccoli to Mike, I put that on there. And so, you know, that way in the future, we know the things that we have liked. And also, this is a great way to simplify your meal planning on this, because you've got your favorite recipes and things that your family loves to do. This is just an heirloom thing. And so I do want to encourage you to get a blank copy of one of these books. They sell them at different places. And start your own little heirloom cookbook for your children or grandchildren or nieces and nephews or whoever it is. Write those notes on there if it's something in particular that your family likes. So I hope that has helped you. I get asked a lot about meal planning and how do you do it and how do you think ahead. It takes a few minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Once you get used to it, 15 minutes even. And write it down and have it planned out. You will save money, you will save time, you will be eating healthier, and your family will love it, and you will be a lot less stressed. Thank you for joining with me. Hope this has helped you, and I will see you next time on Everyday Manna.
Thank you for watching Everyday Manna with Lisa. This program is made possible by viewers like you. Your support is continually needed to keep Christian programming on the air. Please send your best financial gift to Living Faith Television in care of Everyday Manna, P.O. Box 1867, Abingdon, Virginia 24212.